Welcome to Beauty, Cocktails, and Girl Talk. So Jenna, can you tell us what is the number one beauty product you cannot leave the house without?
Ooh, number one beauty product that I can't leave the house without. Probably just my chapstick. Always in my bag. Always in my bag.
Yeah, and now with the masks, your lips get so chappy. I've become a chapstick fiend.
Yep, me too, more so than ever. Like I've always got it on me, but like now I've got to keep one in the car, one in my bag, one in the bathroom. They're just everywhere.
No, they're so necessary. Like I feel that's the one thing you definitely need all the time. Like otherwise you feel like your lips are dry and it's just an icky feeling. So that's
definitely. And I mean, with masks and everything at the moment, there's really no need for any other makeup. So
true.
Chapstick it is.
Yeah. So Jenna, we have our signature question, which is if you could have cocktails with anyone living or dead, who would it be? What would you drink? It doesn't have to be alcohol. And what do you think you guys would talk about?
Okay. Well, it's definitely going to be alcohol. I mean, I'm Australian. We all drink. And as for what cocktail it would be, that is a great question. I love cocktails. My family and I started a thing recently where we do a Christmas cocktail. So every year we do a different Christmas cocktail, which has been super, super fun. If I was going for something not too fancy, I think my go-to would be probably a whiskey sour.
Okay. Yummy. That sounds really good.
Yeah, no, they're excellent. And as for who I would have that with, that's a really good question. Probably someone like Gordon Ramsay, someone that would be entertaining, that might be able to cook me something while we're having the cocktail. I love food. I'm a big foodie. So, would love any conversations surrounded by food. And if not him, maybe someone like Kevin Bridges, the Scottish comedian, because I feel like that would be highly entertaining.
Very nice.
Yeah,
I love it.
Comedians. Who doesn't laugh?
Yeah, especially when you're drinking.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that could be a really fun time.
Awesome. Okay, so then to build on that, what is your idea of an ideal girls' night out? You can bring Gordon.
Gordon, excellent. Ideal girls' night out. That is a tough one because I feel like I've almost forgotten what a night out even is. Like, what is that? I'm just like used to seeing my living room now.
Yep.
So I've kind of gotten like, I like that. I like nights at home, like happy to have the girls around at home, play some games, have some drinks. That's kind of my ideal night, just hanging out and having a good time.
Yeah, super low key.
Super chill, nice. Like stay in, drink your whiskey sour, play some games.
Sounds perfect.
So Jenna, congratulations. I know that you just got the role on Firefly Lane, which is going to be premiering in February. Is that right?
Actually, I think it's out on Wednesday.
Oh my gosh, so soon.
Yeah. So I feel like that's come up kind of quickly, although we finished filming over a year ago. We finished probably about this time last year we finished filming it. And so for a while it just felt like, okay, when's it coming out? What's happening? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, whoa, it's coming out in a couple of days.
Wow. That's so great. Time flies, right? It just flies by so fast.
Like last year, the first half of the year from like January to about June or July felt like it went for 3 years. And then it hit July, it felt like July to December went for a week.
I know. I mean, I feel like last year, especially in the beginning when, quarantine started, it felt really slow. And I think a lot of people had anxiety because no one had any idea what was going on. And then the year flew by. I was like, how are we? And New Year's already when it was December 31st. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And then I was just saying to someone before, I was like, oh my God, it's February in a couple of days. What is happening? Like, where is January?
Oh, it's flying by. So Jenna, tell us about Firefly Lane. Tell us about your character. Like, what's the juice?
So basically, I'll start off by saying Firefly Lane is based on the novel of the same name by Kristen Hanna, who I love. She is very, very sweet. And if you haven't read the book, I highly recommend it, or any of her other works. She's a phenomenal writer. But it's based on the book, and the story basically is about two best friends, a very unlikely pair of friends, Tully and Kate, played by Katherine Heigl and Sarah Chalke, respectively.
Ooh.
And it's just about their life together, essentially. And the series spans across several decades, from the 70s to the early 2000s.
Oh, cool.
And so it's just really a story about ups and downs of friendship and relationships and careers. And it's like a coming of age story and a growing old together story at the same time. So it's a really beautiful, beautiful story. And my character can be found in the early 2000s timeline. So Kimber is Kate's new boss, which was a really fun dynamic to play. And she's the editor of Seattle Monthly Magazine, where Kate comes to work. And yeah, there's some really, really fun storylines in there.
Is she nice? Is she a nice boss?
Absolutely not.
I love it. I cannot.
Was the Devil Wears Prada?
Yeah, that kind of a little bit of those vibes. Yeah.
So did you audition for the part, or was that offered to you? And who did you call first when you found out you got it?
I did audition for the part. I remember getting the audition for it, and as soon as I read the script, I was like, I need to be a part of this. I love this. The scenes were so hilarious. I mean, Firefly Lane is a drama, but I feel like my character brings a little bit of comedy to the show. And then I went in for the first audition. And then after I left that audition, I was like, oh, okay, this is based on a book. I'm going to get the book and I'm going to start reading it and see what this is about. And then reading it just reaffirmed for me that this was like a once in a lifetime project. I was like, I need to get this role. And so when I got it, I was beyond stoked. I think the first person I called was my fiance. And then shortly after him, I called my parents, because my parents were actually visiting me when I had my first audition. So they actually dropped me at the audition. So they were very, very excited for me.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's like so nice that you got to have your parents there when you went to that audition, and then called your fiance. It's like nice to have that support.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely is. I'm very lucky.
So we also know that you're working on some other projects. What else is going on? Fill us in.
So around the same time that I was doing Firefly, I did a pilot, which was also based on another novel, a YA novel by Karen M. McManus called One of Us is Lying. And again, when I got the audition for that, I was like, okay, this sounds really interesting. I read somewhere that it was like The Breakfast Club meets Pretty Little Liars. So I was like, okay, I'm into this vibe. And then reading more into it. So basically the show is about 5 teenagers who go into detention, but only 4 of them come out alive.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. Yep.
So like the Intense Breakfast Club.
Intense Breakfast.
We're losing one on the way. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So we filmed the pilot for that, and it has been picked up to series, but because of COVID, not quite sure what's happening there going forward. But I'm excited for that one as well.
Super exciting. And it's a thriller, or is it horror? Or is it both?
It's I guess it's sort of like a crime mystery thriller type thing.
Okay. Oh, I cannot wait to see that one either.
Yeah,
That's Shruti's niche right there. She likes to scare herself.
I got all the time.
I love that.
Not good.
Well, we know that you're an ambassador for Seeing Dogs Australia, and that's very beautiful and inspiring. Can you tell us how that opportunity came about, and how can other people get involved if that's something they want to contribute to?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm not actually an ambassador for them anymore. I was when I was living in Australia for quite a few years, but I am more than happy to talk about them because they're an amazing organisation. Basically, Seeing Eye Dogs Australia is a part of Vision Australia, which is the national leading charity for helping people who are blind or with low vision. And yes, the Seeing Eye Dogs division is about training. They breed and train puppies to help give people back their independence if they are low vision or blind. And what people don't really know about them is they're not government funded at all. They rely solely on donations. And one Seeing Eye Dog costs over $50,000 to raise and train. So it's pretty pricey. So basically how people can help out is either donating, whether it's like money or their time or supplies for the dogs, or just, yeah, generally raising awareness.
Oh, it's so sweet. I love dogs.
Same.
So, what'd you say?
I said same.
Yeah, like how can you not?
I know. We don't deserve dogs.
No.
What'd you say?
I said we don't deserve dogs.
I know, the pure unconditional love that we get.
Yeah.
So sweet. So Jenna, the next question is part of our Girl Talk section, and this is whatever you feel comfortable talking about. We like to touch on, challenges, people that we've all faced challenges, and looking back on your life, if you can talk about a challenge that you faced and how you overcame it, what you learned throughout that experience about yourself, and yeah, like what advice you would give to somebody else.
Okay, yeah, I love that. I love that question. I think one of the biggest challenges I've faced in my life, I was quite shy growing up. I was bullied a little bit throughout school, and I think that can really affect people's confidence, and you start to feel, well, I mean, you don't feel good about yourself and you feel a little bit less than. So I guess going from that perspective, it kind of took me a while to just be happy with who I was and not kind of worry about what other people thought of me or what they would say to me, and, get to a point in my life where I was like, okay, well, if people act in a certain way that they're making you feel like that says more about them than it does about you. And I guess, yeah, the advice I would probably give myself if I could back then, or anyone that feels that way, is just to, be kind to yourself and be kind to people that are treating you like that, because there's probably something going on in their life that is making them act this way.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. And that's beautiful advice.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Yep. The bullies are the ones that are hurting too.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what is a mantra that you live by daily?
Oh, that's very funny. That kind of ties back into what I just said. The biggest thing I live by daily is be kind, because you just don't know what anyone else is going through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love that.
It's very true.
Yeah,
it's a simple thing, right? But
yeah, I mean, it is a simple thing, but I guess people kind of forget about it, and I think it's important to remind people of that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Be kind. Yeah. So we're going to move on to some fun questions. Okay. Just to start it off, you're a foodie, so tell us what's your favorite thing to cook or to bake.
Ooh, okay. That is a tough question because I don't discriminate against any foods. I love them all. At the moment, during quarantine, my go-to thing, I learned how to make homemade pasta. So I was making a lot of homemade pastas. Mm-hmm. I did a duck and prosciutto ragu, and a lobster ravioli, and then a prawn ravioli. So a lot of pastas. So that's, at the moment, I think that's probably my favorite thing to make, pasta.
Can never go wrong with pasta.
Nope.
No, always a very safe go-to option, and everyone loves pasta.
Yep. Yeah. What is the funniest date story or funniest pickup line someone has used on you?
Oh, okay. That's a tough one. I've been with my now fiance for 8 years, so I've not been in the dating game for a very long time. So I can't really remember what did
he do to win you over?
Ooh, yeah. Give us the tea.
So we met on a show in Australia, and he was the only person at work who hadn't introduced himself to me. And so I walked up to him after a week of being there, and I was like, "Hi, I'm Jenna." And he was kind of like, "Hi," and ran off. And I was like, "Okay." But sure. And then we were at a party the following weekend with most of the cast, and we were playing beer pong, and he was walking past, and I don't usually do this. It was a very bold move, but he was walking past and I grabbed his arm and I was like, "If you get this in, I'll make out with you." And so he took the ping pong ball and threw it in, and he got it in, and the rest is history.
Wow. He scored big time.
Yep.
That's an epic story. We were actually talking to somebody else too, and she told us she like made the first move on her man, who's like her husband now. So you know what? Girls should make the first move. Like there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I think it's a power move.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. Yeah, stand in your power. Jenna, what's the most memorable Hollywood party you went to, or like maybe one of the first ones, or anything that stood out to you?
Oh, to be completely honest with you, I haven't really been to any. I mean, I guess I've only really been back in LA since the pandemic happened. So everything's kind of shut down. Apart from that, I've been living in Australia. I lived up in Canada for a little bit while I was filming. That's where I filmed both One of Us Is Lying and Firefly Lane. Unfortunately, I don't really have a good Hollywood party.
That's all right.
How cold is it in Canada?
Sorry?
How cold is it in Canada?
Oh my God, freezing. I loved it though. It's so beautiful up there. I was in Vancouver, and luckily, I mean, it gets cold there, but not as cold as other parts of Canada. So I think it only snows there for a couple of weeks a year, which is okay. So
that's nice.
It was bearable.
What is something that you must do every time you go home to Australia?
Oh, something I must do every time I go home to Australia. I mean, there's a few things. One of a food related one is always one of the first things I do when I get home is Domino's in Australia have a cheesy garlic bread, and it is insane. And they don't have it at any other Domino's that I've ever been to around the world. So that's always one of the first things I do when I get home.
Oh my gosh, I need to Google this.
So we know you're on Instagram and social media, and I don't know if you check your DMs, or comments. What's the funniest or most interesting thing that someone said to you on social media?
Oh, actually, the one that stands out recently, I posted a video of me playing golf, and a guy commented on it. He doesn't follow me, so I'm not sure how he came across the video, but he commented on it basically saying that I was shit, and everyone was just paying me compliments because of what I look like. And I was like, oh, okay, rude.
Rude. Did you say anything back?
I did. I can't remember exactly what I said, but it was something along the lines of I called him. I was like, okay, big man, well, why don't you tell me what I'm doing wrong then? And so then he wrote back again. He's like, well, look at the way that you're doing this. Like, that's going to lead to a knee injury. And I was like, okay, well, I've been playing golf for a while now, and so far my knees are fine, but thank you for caring.
That's great. That's a great comeback too. Like, I know what I'm doing. Naomi, you want to close it off?
Yeah, but also I need to tell you, I just looked up the Australian Domino's cheesy garlic bread, and it looks so much better than the one here.
Oh, it's insane.
Oh my goodness.
We gotta go to Australia to get the cheesy garlic bread.
Yes, do it. Add it to the list of things.
The Uggs, right? The Uggs. Uggs and garlic bread. All right. So finish this sentence. Never have I ever
not ordered cheesy garlic bread when I go home to Australia.
I love it.
Go with that.
That was
perfect.
Thank you, Jenna. Thank you so much for being here.
No worries at all. Thanks so much for having me, guys.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing you in all your projects. Firefly Lane, I'll be watching.
Yes.
Naomi, how'd you feel about the interview?
I think it went great. I'm excited to see this new series that she has, and I love how she's so involved in all her projects that are based on like a novel. So she's got that worm vibe. I love it.
Yeah, and she seems so relaxed and laid back. Like she seemed cozy, and just her attitude. Like I love her attitude. She's like, be kind. And also what she said to that guy that commented on her Instagram post, that was great.
Oh my gosh, brilliant comeback for a little troll under the bridge.
Stop trolling, you guys.
Stop it. No trolling.
Hashtag be kind. All right.
And also she loves food. So, she
does. She
loves food.
So everybody, you got to order that cheesy garlic bread if you're in Australia. And if you're not, then you got to go to Australia to order the cheesy garlic bread. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining. Make sure to subscribe and like this video, and we will see you soon.